What's up, guys? Matt Brown here, PhotoLines.com, and welcome to the Par 3. This is a golf betting video that will be coming up each and every week here on the channel. Now, we're heading to the American Express, PGA West in La Quinta. Typically, this video will be maybe one outright and two placement market bets, or an outright and a placement market and a head-to-head, something like that. 3 outrights here in this one. It's going to be a ridiculous scoring fest here in this tournament, and so don't really like to play placement market stuff whenever we're getting just an absolute crazy birdie fest. You can see over here on thelines.com, this is John Hasselbauer's preview of the event. You can come down and see he's got all kinds of great stuff in here as to what to look at. But I mean, you really get into it whenever you start to see how low the scores are in this thing. And, you know, we're talking about 29 under one last year. We've seen a couple of 26 unders, stuff like that. So things that we've just got to take into account whenever we handicap these type of tournaments. You can see on your screen right here. So this is a Pro-Am format. So we're going to get amateurs that are going to be accompanied with the pros for 3 rounds. So just keep that in mind as well. 3 different courses will be played on this tournament. So on Thursday, one course, Friday, a different course. You know, they'll have about 50 guys on each course at a time. So all the players will play all 3 courses over the 3 days, and then we will have a cut. So another reason I don't like playing placement market and stuff like that in this, because like everyone gets an extra round no matter what. And in scoring conditions like this, you know, your placement market lead, you know, guy that's, if you got a top 20 on a guy, can get evaporated, you know, so quickly. So don't like that either. And then cut after 54, and then they'll come back and play the stadium course for a second time on Sunday. And that's how this thing goes. Again, shorter courses, all 3 of them, easy rough. It is full-on resort-style layout, so I fully expect to have ridiculously good scores here in this tournament. So just, you know, expect mid-20s to win this puppy. Over here, here's your odds board. Now, Sung JM is your betting favorite because Xander Schauffele did withdraw from this thing. Kind of co-favorite here with Justin Thomas. You can see Sam Burns, Patrick Cantlay, Tony Finau, Tom Kim. So you can see, like, not totally devoid of the biggest of big names, but then we start to get in some guys that are really good players, just maybe not as popular with all of that. And the first one that actually made my card here is Kurt Kitayama. So whenever you go in and you model for a tournament like this, and, you know, when it's going to be something that's going to be so ridiculously easy for these guys to score, you start putting in stuff about, you know, birdie or better percentage and par 5 scoring and birdie or better gained and bogey avoidance and things like that. Just all these scoring stats over and over again. Scoring. And what you end up with is Kurt Kitayama ended up being pretty high in your model. And like, you're just going to get that whenever you prioritize that type of stuff, you know, a lot. Kitayama actually 6th overall in a model that I ran. And, you know, I think the odds were pretty fair for a guy that's 6th overall in the model. You got a guy that, again, strokes gained total, strokes gained tee to green. You've got like strokes gained approach over all this stuff, like over the last 36 rounds. He is just really, really high up there in this field. So like me, some Kurt Kitayama. The next guy, Max Grazerman, right beneath, is another guy that showed up really heavily in my models, actually 1st overall in one of the models that I ran. So listen, a guy that you really want for a tournament like this, because with Grazerman, he is a dude that if he's on, he's just absolutely on, and he is just really, really pure and striking it well and scoring very heavily. And then if he's off, then you know what? You don't really have a sweat. You don't have to worry about it. But I mean, if you go back and you just look, I mean, this is a guy that, dating back to, what is this? All the way back to the U.S. Open back in June. He's made every cut since then. And in there, we have a couple of, you know, 2nd at the 3M, 2nd at the Wyndham, 4th at the Worldwide Technology, 7th at the Grant Thornton Invitational, you know, T2 at the Zozo. So this is a dude that can go low and can score in some tournaments. And so, in very easy scoring conditions, really like me some Grazerman here. Again, a guy that I have really high. And when you start doing just strokes gain stuff on these, on some of these categories that I'm looking at, and certainly from the stuff from birdie or better percentage and all that, Grazerman way up there. birdie or better, gained first overall in this field over the last 36 rounds. And so just a dude that is scoring machine when he gets it going. So Kitayama, Grazerman in the account for me. And then we'll hit the little show all button here. Got to go down a little bit further, but where is old Mac? Trying to find Mac Meisner. There we go. Mac Meisner here, 80-1 out there in the market, best that you can get on him. Old Mac finished way high in a lot of the models that I ran, and you start to go in, you're like, why the hell is Mac Meisner finishing, so high up there in all this stuff? And then you start to look at it and you see like, wow, okay, this is a dude that really, really looks good in many of the statistics that we threw into this model. I mean, we're talking about a guy that if you start to go in and let's just even look at the Sony, right? I mean, this is a guy that gained 1.1 total, gained 1.1 tee to green, gained 1.5 on approach, gained 1.4 ball striking. Like he is one of the super pure iron players out there. And, when you start to look down his profile, this is a guy that continues to gain with approach. And so on a course like this, if you can put it, the greens aren't all that tricky, right? So it doesn't really matter about your putting all that much if you're putting it close enough. It is going to end up becoming a putting contest, but the way Mac Meisner is striking his irons right now, certainly a dude that I want to, certainly a guy that I would like in a tournament like this one, in a tournament in which you go in, you start to cipher through these people that play these easy courses really well, that play some of these other shorter courses really well, and then you add in what Meisner's been able to do here recently with his ball striking is a guy that, for me, has gained on approach in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 11 of his last 12. He has gained strokes on the field on approach. He has, in all 12 of those, gained tee to green. So just a dude that's running really good right now. And maybe we can get him to pop at a tournament that we've seen some really long shots win. I mean, last year, Nick Dunlap won as an amateur, right, at 29 under. A bunch of other guys maybe you've never heard of that have won this tournament as well, which kind of lets you know. We're talking about Hudson Swafford, Andrew Landry, Adam Long, all this stuff. These are guys that have all won and all have won at, over 20 under, for the tournament. So why not Mac Meisner with his iron play way out here at 80-1. So really do like those three plays here on the par three. Like I said, usually on this, I will be giving out some placement market bets to make sure that we keep our bankrolls healthy, but don't go too crazy this week. We'll get into some real tournaments here very, very shortly, guys. If you haven't done so already, this channel absolutely free. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Let us give us a thumbs up and let us know down there in the comments below, how are you going to play this thing? I'm fading the top of the board. I mean, in great scoring conditions for everybody, anyone could end up running this thing up. So just can't play the top of the board here for me in this one. Started out down at Grazerman and Kitayama here in this kind of like mid-30s range is where we're going with all of this. Good luck on all your Amex bets.